This is the 22 lecture of the Semantic SEO course. In this lecture, we will talk about how to structure the answer in a more better way to be able to help the authors. We use this specific type of screenshot, and why you see here the question is highlighted. The purpose of highlighting this specific question is to be able to tell the author this specific question needs to be examined. Semantics are language agnostic. We are able to use other languages to understand the overall judgment of the search engine. Okay, now we parse the answer together as the search engine can do. And this is the consensus call out. Google call it as word call out, but it represents consensus. That's why we call it the word consensus call out. The question is, how long does language education take in Germany? First of all, there is a lot of things that in the question does not explicitly mention. And this question is the representative question and the implicit question. Which language it is not told. What kind of language education it is not told. And for whom it is not told. And for what century it is also not told as well. That means it is a representative question for the main answer. Now, in this case, we bold the term 30 weeks, horses, and the horses. First, you give the complete time that is 30 weeks, then you give it the per week, then you give it the per day. Then it mentions individual practice. So, where it is individual, it have the group also. So we mentioned group of language students and also the words like study, classrooms or class. We also have predicate like spent, takes, weeks, like spending the time. We mentioned the German second time here. Our sentence start from German and at the end to English. These are the most important language candidates because our question is in the English. Our query is in the English language, and in a query we mention just the country Germany. So there is a lot of things that we mention, like the total classroom hours, different languages. FSI is basically the specific language or teaching organization. Once you understand and parse these specific answers like that, you will be able to actually understand what kind of answer you should be designing. So, in our contextual vector, if you see in our contextual structure, we mentioned the duration of language education, we give the time options, and the answer should diversifying the language school according to the city because from city to city it might be changing. Also remember, we mentioned a part in a previous lecture the city names too, like the safest cities that I give you the example of dangerous cities and the safest cities, the synonym and the antonym between. And whenever you mention the city name, we are actually creating a connection to somewhere else because according to the safety or a propriety of the city, person might prefer that specific city to learn the language. One last thing that you should need to know is if I change this specific context or this specific anchor text, it disturb or we need to change this specific H1. And if I change this specific H1, I need to change the rest of the document. And the rest of the document is changed. That means we need to change our other contextual bridges or the anchor text. They will be linking from this article. So if we change the anchor text of this specific internal links from this content brief, we need to change the next H1. In the next lecture, we will talk about some algorithms that published by the Google. See you in the next lecture.